Hello and welcome. I'm Bethany Hadfield, quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, and I welcome you to this new moon ceremony for the new moon in Aries. And for anybody who knows, this is again another new moon in Aries, so the second new moon in Aries for this month, which is of course significant. So I welcome you to this channel, and I would invite you to actually use this time as somewhat of a form of meditation where you can just take some time for yourself, get comfortable, and just really receive the information and use it to actually have any thoughts and any clarity of thinking as you follow this information, and allow it to give you your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own feelings. And that's the co-creation that we make when we share and set intentions for the month ahead using our thoughts and our imagination. So welcome once again to this new moon in Aries, and I'm going to be talking about specifically what makes this new moon, which is the second new moon in Aries, so relevant and so important right now to our lives. So a new moon in Aries, of course, is when the sun and the moon are conjunct, and this one is special because it has a couple of unique features, one of which is that it is in the final degree of Aries. The other is that it is an eclipsed new moon where the sun is being eclipsed, so that changes the energy. And this also activates the north and south nodes, which are the karmic aspects to our lives, the karma, the equal and opposite reaction. And so the light and the dark, the polarities, and what our soul purpose is. Now, Aries is the very first sign of the zodiac, as I mentioned in last month's video. It is very bold, very brave, quick, fire, ruled by Mars, the masculine, and it really, this particular new moon, being that it is in the final degree of Aries, is really all about last minute changes. It's getting things through in the last minute. And because it is a rebirth, as with every new cycle, we are reborn again. Now, this is particularly for this Aries new moon because we had it a month ago with the new moon in Aries in the beginning degrees. Then we had the equinox, and for anyone who watched my last video, I talked about and explained the equinox and the significance of this astrologically and to our lives and what it actually means. So I would recommend to go back and watch it if you haven't. But that is the crossing over, and then, which is the full moon in Libra, and then since then we're having this new moon in Aries again at the very end. So this is really absolutely a letting go and a reset, a rebirth. And being this 29 degrees, it's like quick, get things in last minute, get it going. And with Aries energy, it already is quick. It is doing things without thinking about it. Plus we have the eclipse, which this is again where the energies go through a little bit of a reset because it's blanked out by the sun is blanked out for a moment, just like a computer turning off and back on again. It's a little mini restart, and we're having it on this new moon in Aries. So very exciting, lots of anticipation, the energy of that Aries, it's so much the beginning. It's almost like before you give birth to a child, it's that anticipation of something's going to be born. And that is this feeling. It's the anticipation, the excitement, the nerves. It's that very excited, the unknown a little bit, which is why, as I said last video, it is the Fool stepping into the unknown. And that's this walk of faith that we take, this brave, inspired walk of faith. And so that's what this month is all about is really being brave to take those steps, continue in that path, and with our north nodes and south nodes being activated as well, which is our soul purpose, what our soul is here to learn at this time on earth, which is, we have a south node, which is what we're used to sitting in the energy, and the north node, which is what we are not as comfortable with. But when we do work in our north node energy, it is very rewarding for us. So that's what this is about. So I would recommend to go and see what your north node is in if you don't already know, because that will be very significant for this month's new moon and the cycle. Seeing what direction we're supposed to be going, how we're supposed to be going through our life, the lessons that we're learning, and the difficulties. That's where the difficulties are, which is what as well Aries energy is, this warrior energy. It is understanding that it is the challenges, it's the polarity that creates, because without the contrast, there is nothing to measure against. And see, this is actually our mandate for being on earth, and in a body, which is Taurus energy, because Taurus is all about earth, being in the body, the five senses, so the experience, because we know this experience through our senses. And so our mandate for being on this earth and in a body is to expand, which is this Aries energy, because Aries wants to expand. It's fire, it explodes, it wants to go out, it's yang. And so it is to experience and to expand as a soul, as a spirit, which we all are. We are all spirit incarnated in a body. And to experience that flow individually, moving through this realm. And so by understanding these energies, we can bridge the gap between the outer and inner worlds. So that's what's going on in this month. And with the eclipse as well, we have, it is about creating a new pattern with this new energy, because it is a reset. So we have an opportunity, particularly after having gone through the equinox. It really is very much an opportunity for new patterns to be created, which is in alignment with our soul's purpose, particularly with that karmic north node aspect that is very present in this new moon. So it is a very powerful new moon this month. We can feel our intentions more clearly, more potency behind it, and it is about really just going for it. And because Mars can also be very much about feeling anger, and because that's this Mars energy, it's the fire. And so using that anger, if you're feeling that temper or feeling that anger, that is an indicator that there is energy there that is wishing to be expressed. And so we need to find that way to feel that expression. So we will notice that there is a lot of endings that have happened or are still happening. And absolutely, this is about fresh, new beginnings, new patterns. And it can be quite surprising what new beginnings can pop up in this time. So being prepared for the unexpected, because it really is about this last minute dash to quickly get into this right direction and just go for it, and bravely go for it, feel confident and have the courage to go for what it is that our soul is really asking us to do. And so because this is highlighted with this final degree and also this eclipse energy, so it really, more than any other new moon, this is the most just go for it energy that there ever was. And it goes without thinking. And so that's what this new moon is all about. And by tuning into this, we can actually begin to form a greater relationship with these planets, which are part of our system. And this is how we can begin to expand as well, is by taking note and tuning into and fine-tuning our frequencies to tune in and recognize and become aware of these energies. And by doing so, we actually begin to form a relationship with them. And we can begin to take notice and have greater awareness about how it feels. And it's a bit like getting to know a new person. When you get to know someone, you feel a bit excited, and that is this, who is this and how do they make me feel? And that is, again, that Aries understanding the I am. And in relationship to the other, which is the Libra, which is the opposite to Aries. So we can simply, by becoming more in tune and more acute to these changes in ourselves and the world around us, that we can actually begin to have a greater relationship with these movements that are in relation to us. And so this is how we can expand, and expanding out even beyond Earth, and what an ascension that is. So it's very exciting energy, and so I absolutely welcome you to follow me and continue to expand with me and you, and as we learn and become in greater awareness and relationship with these energies of each month. So with that, I hope that this information has been insightful for you, and that it is helpful and for the month ahead, that it has helped to inspire intentions for the month ahead, or curiosity perhaps, and to get to know yourself better, which is what it's all about. So if you would like to get in contact with me, I do one-on-one sessions. I'll leave the description, the information in the description box. And of course, if you would like to continue following these monthly videos, I would invite you to subscribe. In the meantime, I wish you a wonderfully inspired month ahead, where we're really allowing that flow of spirit and trusting and having faith in following our true calling, following those things that may be difficult but rewarding. So I wish you all the very best, and I hope to see you again in next month's video. Until then, have a wonderful, blessed month.